Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Waiting Native Chronicles. Today we're going to dive into some new tech that could make life on a trapline very different and safer and more efficient. So let's dive right into this because I got myself a Starlink dish Gen 3. Let's see here. First thing you'll notice about the packaging is how well it's secured. Starlink has done a good job making sure this gets to you intact. Got these rip-off tabs here. If I can rip those. Well, they don't always rip off real easy, I see. Let's see what's inside this thing. Come on, baby. So this is the first time I've seen this thing, and it'll be kind of interesting. Look at that. Okay, so this unit is set in here. That's the size of the new Starlink dishes. They call these Dishies. Actually, Elon Musk names it Dishy McFlatface, which I think is kind of funny. And over top of this dish, look at that, we got a nice set of instructions, and it looks pretty simple to me. Yeah, well, I've never owned this Starlink dish before, but so this is all pretty new to me. Look at that, eh? Very thin. So got a little mount there, so I guess you can just set it on the ground like so. And so that's not a secured one. I've got another piece of mounting hardware that can also attach to this. And this thing comes off, and then you just slide that in, and you go slide into a bolted-in surface. So that will come. Right now, all we're going to do is mainly the unboxing, right? So let's set this aside here for a second. And what we have here is the router. Now this router, I think this is where you, so it shows here's where you plug into the dish, and that is using this cable here. And then the power supply goes in here. So that's going to come from this power supply, right? So pretty simple, straightforward. Underneath here, now this cable then goes from the power supply to your wall outlet. So we're going to have the dish, and then we're going to have this cable running from this to the router. We're plugging in there, and then we're going to have the power supply plugging in here, and then that power supply plugs into a wall. So pretty straightforward, I'd say. Now there is a connector here. If you want to use a wired connection to your computer or whatever, and you can use that. This is a nice weatherproof plug, I can see. So that's good, but it'll also do Wi-Fi from what I'm told. This is a little chunkier. You can see that. Let's see if I can take this apart without wrecking everything. So here we have our power supply. So you can see there, this plugs in to this over here, right? Now, the one consideration that I want to bring up here, so that plugs in there and into the wall. There's the biggest concern for me, not so much residential, but for the cabin. Kind of roll you a quick piece of footage here showing you how our cabin is situated, bracketed within trees a little bit. And with the Starlink system, you want to have a certain kind of clearance of obstructions, right? So actually, what I think it shows you right here. You can see here they're talking about that. You want to have a certain degree of freedom for looking up at the sky, and I'm told that in northern Alberta it's going to be looking for satellites more to the south. So in that little piece of video I just showed you, I have the north shown on it, and it looks like I have a clear alley up looking south. So we'll see how that works. But even still, the cord that comes with this that goes from the dish to the router, that's not a super long cord. I think it's around 50 feet, which might reach, but you have to kind of move your dish around a little bit so that you're not getting the trees in the way, and it could result in not ideal placement of the dish if you have a short cable. So I've gone ahead and I've ordered the I think it's a 47 meter cable, and that's coming in pretty soon. But for right now, I'm going to test this around the house and hook it up and see how it does compared to our cable internet, and that'll give me some experience with working this system, and we will get back to that in the next video. Also for the trapline, I'm going to bring this up here, I'm going to set it up, and I'll give you an honest review of what is involved, how difficult it is, and what the performance is like too. So where we're located is in northern Alberta, just so you know, and we're very remote, very remote. So this is going to be an ideal setup. I think it's especially good for my wife, because the nights get very long when you're on a trapline in the winter. Days are short and the nights just drag on, and we're in a very small little cabin, so there's not all that much to do, and it's really nice to be able to, you could either watch a movie or you can do some research on some stuff, or she has her own crafts business. She can maintain her business relationships and take orders and things like that. So having internet connectivity is really going to be quite a plus, and it's going to make it more enjoyable to stay out on the trapline and stay out longer. So in all, when you consider, we got about a 6-hour drive to get from where we live to where the cabin is, so we want to make every trip really worthwhile. So I hope this short video just gives you sort of an idea of what we're dealing with. I could mention, based on my research, and this could help some of you who are just starting fresh, okay? Now, what Starlink is doing is they're really promoting their Starlink mini dish, and that's actually quite small. I forget exactly how big it is, but it's substantially smaller than this dish, and it has the advantage that it uses quite a bit less power consumption. But in the case of that, be aware of the fact that the router is built right into the dish. So that means if you're like us and you have the dish mounted outside of our metal sided cabin, that router is going to have to send its signal somehow through into the cabin. So you're going to have to get a second router or something like that. So that actually made me shy away from the Starlink Mini. In fact, I actually got so far as ordering it, and then I sent it back once I got some better advice and told me to go with this. This is a little bit faster as well for upload and download speeds. So it's I would recommend this Gen 3 unless you have a really strong need for that mobility. Like the Mini can plug into your cigarette lighter and stuff like that in your vehicle. You can do it with this too. There's ways of setting this up for mobility as well. But the Mini, I would caution you not to be too quick to get it because it is priced very favorably right now. Starlink is trying to push those things, but I had to change my order and I went with this. And really, size is just fine. So it's nice to have that separate router. And I think that's going to cover a lot of it here. If you have any questions on this unit, by all means, put them in the comments below. Keep an eye out for future videos, because we'll be continuing on investigating and testing this unit. I think there's probably some of you out there thinking, boy, that's way too fancy and high tech for trappers and stuff like that. Come on, get real, you guys. Part of the reason too is I'm a content creator on this YouTube channel, and it could be very handy. I'll bring my computer with me, a laptop that I do all the editing of these videos on, and that way I can work in the evenings on producing videos of what has occurred during the day prior and upload them right up to YouTube. So there's a lot of additional incentives for me. So that's something to keep in mind when it comes to how it applies to yourself. So that said, I want to thank you for your patience with me getting this thing all unpacked and put together. I am a bit of a novice at this, but we're going to work this stuff all out, and I hope you have a great day. This is the beginning of 2025. There's going to be good things coming down the pike, right? Political-wise and all kinds of dimensions. There's a lot of reason for hope. So for the Way to Native Chronicles, I want to wish you God bless and catch you next time. Did you like this video? If you did, I think you're going to like this one right over here. So check it out. And I appreciate your subscribing if you haven't done so already. Remember to do that while you're watching this next video. Click like, it all helps us out for this channel. Catch you next time.